So we are live. We're just going to have a bit of an impromptu live stream after that last video just went up. Welcome in if anybody is just joining us. We'll just wait a few minutes for some people to join in. We've got Alice in Silverland joining in. 12 people now. A few more people coming in. East London, check in, bro. Honor and Prosper Leighton, welcome. Welsh Silver Stacker, hello. Bleyer Rabbit, hello indeed. Bit of a spontaneous live chat here because I'm a little bit PO'd with YouTube. So for those that don't know, YouTube is pretty much the engine by which all of the videos are ever promoted out through the world. And having looked at the metrics for the first 15 minutes of that video, and certainly the fact that we went on a live chat premiere and only 12, 13 people joined it, and look, I've clicked go live right now and we've got 25 people in the chat. It just shows you that YouTube was basically saying, no, we don't want to put this video out about mental health charities and about depression and domestic abuse. It was awful. I really hate that. I absolutely hate that. The charity rounds that we created, these Bleyer, Bullion, Unity rounds, this is one of the prototypes, by the way. So just slightly different, and it's not finished. We didn't get this one hallmarked. It just really annoys me that something like that is, in my opinion, almost hushed a little bit by YouTube. It hasn't pushed the notifications out to a lot of you. So right now we've got 35 people in the chat, and in my opinion, that's poor that we have 28,000 subscribers and 13 people join in for a live chat premiere, when in the past videos we've had 40, 50, 60, 70 people join in for live chat premieres. So I think there's definitely something there about that, for it being a video that talks about mental health and domestic abuse. So I don't know. Anyway, so look, we've got 36 people in the chat right now. For those who didn't see that video, I will link it down in the description once I'm finished with this little impromptu live stream. But we've basically been working to create some really cool charity rounds in conjunction with Bleyer Bullion. Bleyer Bullion is a UK-based bullion business here in the UK. By the way, for those wondering, this is my big tungsten block. I was just trying to do an impromptu kind of setup on it like this, but it's not quite tall enough. Also got a can of pineapple to make a pizza later. So let's just, yeah, that works. That's in focus. There we go, then I don't have to hold the camera. So yeah, we've worked with Bleyer Bullion to create these. Let's see if we can get the lighting a little better. You see, this is what happens when you don't plan for a live stream. You have to improvise with a can of tinned pineapple. So yeah, look, we've worked with Bleyer Bullion to create these 2 and 1 ounce rounds. I don't have any of the 1 ounce prototypes with me, sadly, to support 2 very good charities, Calm and North Devon Against Domestic Abuse, NDADA, 2 very good charities here in the UK. So yeah, it's really, really good causes, really, really good donations coming from Bleyer Bullion. 100% of all of the profits from these rounds go to those charities, split 50-50. There's 50 of each of the rounds. So I think in total, based on what they've told me, they'll be donating from each one. We could be getting nearly £1,000 for each of the charities. So it's really, really good. For those who are just joining in on the live stream and don't know why I'm doing a bit of an impromptu one, when we just did the live chat premiere of the actual video showcasing all 100 of these rounds, all 50 of the 2 ounce and 50 of the 1 ounce, it was only for 14, 15 people in the live chat premiere. You look at the evidence right here. I've just clicked go live on a live stream and there's 37 of you, and I know there'll be more joining over the next few minutes. This live stream's been going 4 minutes. That live chat premiere was there for 15, 20 minutes, and we reached a maximum of about 16 people in that stream. So it's almost 100% certain that YouTube is not pushing out notifications to people because the video touches on really, really sensitive issues. Now, I know some of you will have got that notification and probably not seen it, but I know there are people who don't get notifications when they have got their alarm bells on and things like that. So YouTube definitely does things behind the scene. When it sees a video that it thinks people will like, it pushes it to them. When it thinks that it's a sensitive topic and it doesn't want its advertisers to get a bit annoyed, it won't. And it's very clever about who it does and doesn't do this to. So, I just, yeah, see, look, the Welsh Silver Stack is saying he didn't get a notification for the last one, but he got one for this live stream. So, it is what it is. I don't really want this little live stream to be a moan about YouTube. We all know that they've got their end to meet and make money with advertisers and keep them happy and stuff. And I suppose in the long term, it's probably best if there was, an advertiser that didn't like the fact that it was being advertised against this kind of video. But even so, this is a charity awareness video to raise funds for the charity. It's not, glorifying the domestic abuse or sort of mental health areas at all. So anyway, I'm just a bit annoyed about that. But anyway, so Jay, I put this out about 12 hours ago. I put it out this morning. Well, I'm about to say 12 hours, but 10 hours ago to put it out this morning. So people definitely had notifications of it in time to sort of get up and see it. But it is what it is. But anyway, I don't really want to talk more about that. It is what it is. I've got the live stream going now, so we're going to be here for another 10-15 minutes. Let's just have a good little bit of a chat, because I think it is nice to be able to see more of these kind of comments on you guys seeing the rounds. I've only got the prototype here, of course, because I've already shipped them all off to Bleyer Bullion. So for those who are potentially interested in finding out more about these rounds, I have actually put links down in the description of this live stream. Look how far I'm zoomed in. This isn't very normal at all. But you can go down into the description and you can see all of the information about these, and you can see how to register your interest for them, because they're not available to pull the trigger and buy right now. You basically have to go there and just put your interest with Bleyer. They'll then email you when those rounds go live. They've got them. They arrived yesterday. Thank goodness we sent them out. Big old box with all of the COAs and cards and assay information cards and everything, and velvet bags and what have you. So we know they've got them. They're just going to be doing their organising, getting everything ready. They've got their own COAs to write up and do as well. And then I suspect it'll be Tuesday. That's what I kind of understand for their general release. But I won't be selling them, so there'll be a huge amount of them. And yeah, so you'll be able to get hold of them there. So Jay is saying it's the same imagery as one of the rare 50p coins. It could be, actually. No, now you mention it, I think there is that imagery there. So yeah, perhaps that is there. But it's I think the whole point of this is about unity. And I know for me anyway, like this year has been a really hard one, and I've definitely struggled sort of staying indoors and not being able to go out and play sports or socialise with friends. And it has been quite a hard year to get through. So I can only imagine what people who go through some of the more struggling mental health issues in this world have gone through this year. It's awful. But unity is the theme. Unity is what unites us. This whole year we have in common. This whole disastrous year is what we have in common. So I think it is a really good theme. I like the fact that these rounds commemorate that as well. And it's turned out really well on these in the stamp form. We did consider making graphite molds for this, but we chose to do stamp form rather than any kind of graphite mold. I think it looks really good. Of course, this one hasn't even been antiqued and blackened. The ones that you'll see that are finished are over on the Bleyer's website, and they are all finished with antiquing and blackening. We also decided to use a slightly smaller too. So it's just. They're really nice rounds. On the reverse as well, we've got 2020, of course, the hallmark, the assay. I saw a comment flash up there to say assay is the way. I completely 100% agree. I think any silver pourer in the UK that doesn't assay their silver, whether it be a bar that theoretically doesn't need to do it, I just don't see the point. I really don't. I think that any piece of silver that you produce should be assayed. It should be that guarantee for your consumers, your buyers, and that's what we will always do for all of our pieces of silver, whether it be projects we do like this for Bleyer or whether it be just for our own stuff to sell. So assay is so important, and if any of you inspired people out there want to get silver pouring, then really do check out the assay side of things, because it's really, really important. So yeah, so let me know what you think, guys, while you're in the chat. We've got 46 people. I want to hear a bit of feedback. Do you like the design? Because previous years we've done the bar now. In fact, let me just grab hold of the stamps. Here we go. So previous years we did the bar now. So you can see here it's in reverse, of course, mirrored, because when you stamp it, it goes onto the silver. But we did the Bleyer Bullion barn owl truss bars and rounds. We did bars and rounds for them. It's a really cool design. It looked really good against the background of rippled pieces. So, but of course, it's a wildlife charity and it's all very good causes. And I'm a big fan of wildlife charities. By the way, these stamps, M. Shaw Engraving in Sheffield, really, really high quality. But 2020, goodness me, it's been a year, hasn't it? So we just thought about 2020 as the year to perhaps support human-based charities rather than perhaps animal-based ones. By the way, guys, look, total impromptu live stream. We've got Del Monte. Other brands are available. There's a bit of free advertising for Del Monte. Pineapple juice, pineapple slices in juice. That's for a pizza I'm going to make later for dinner. And it's my impromptu tripod for my phone camera. So, it is... It is kind of is what it is. So this year, yeah, we've done Unity. We've used the stamps makers again, M. Shaw Engraving in Sheffield. I highly recommend them to anybody on stamp making, and there is what it looks like. And then obviously it's pushed into the silver, and it's really, really high quality. So Nosematic says pineapple pizza. Yeah, who likes pineapple on their pizza? Let's do a little bit of a quick straw poll. Hit 1 if you like pineapple on your pizza, and hit 2 if you say no thank you. And I'll also give you bonus points if you can tell me which country takes credit for having pineapple on a pizza. If anybody out there can tell me, that would be very funny. I'd be amazed if anyone knows this. I didn't know this until the other day, in fact, when I heard it. Lots of 2s. Lots of people don't like it. C Scratchy's got it right first time. Canada is the inventor of the Hawaiian pizza. And it was with Iceland. They almost came to a political falling out and blow about it because the Prime Minister of Iceland called out Canadians to say that they were stupid and ridiculous for putting pineapple on their pizzas. And it was this whole... I can't remember what date it was. It wasn't that long ago, I think it was. It wasn't, maybe 20 years ago, I think. I seem to remember hearing on the radio. But it was this radio broadcast all about how different... countries and their food and their types of food that they have, what's quintessentially that country's. And Iceland's Prime Minister was really critical of the Canadians for inventing Hawaiian or pineapple on pizzas. And they nearly came to blows. So it was quite interesting, I thought. Anyway, so that's a little bit of a side note. Look at that, typical, isn't it? Impromptu with a pineapple tripod. So, it's, I think, really quite funny. So... few people in the chat just sort of laughing about that. So yeah, I think generally looking back at the numbers, there are more 2s than 1s, which would say to me that more of you don't like pineapple on your pizza. It's, I think, very much a individual taste, isn't it? I personally love it. I love the sweetness of it. I love it, especially with salami. Goodness me, yeah, you get a little bit of salami, a bit of a pepperoni style pizza with some extra pineapple on top. Definitely for me. Anyway, so we are here, for those who are just joining, to just very briefly recap about these 2 ounce and 1 ounce Bleyer bullion charity rounds, the Unity rounds. The reason I'm doing an impromptu is that YouTube has decided in its infinite wisdom that promoting out a video which talks about domestic abuse and mental health awareness is not in their interest, because when that video went live, we managed to get a maximum of 16 people watching on the live chat at one time, which is just not good compared with when I clicked live on my live stream, and literally within 30 seconds we had 25-30 people, and we're now of course up to 52. So YouTube definitely thinking to itself that it doesn't like the topic of mental health awareness, and I think that's crying shame, because these rounds support the charities financially. If you guys are interested in them, we're still people in the chat still talking about pizzas. I mean, it's an infinitely incredible topic that we can all talk about. But look, the whole purpose of this very quick impromptu live stream is to just highlight again the importance of these Bleyer rounds. And if you haven't seen the original video that just went live at 5 o'clock this evening, over half an hour ago, it's probably because YouTube doesn't want you to, or hasn't promoted it out to you. Maybe you'll pick it up later. Maybe you'll just watch it a bit later on as well. But it's just one of those things where you put out a video which you really are passionate about. I'm very passionate about mental health, very passionate about sort of individuals' mental health, and this year has been incredibly important for so many people to try and deal with that. And it's I think highlighted a lot of other people's problems that perhaps they didn't really know were there, or didn't know how to deal with, even more so. So these kind of topics are really important. So it is a bit sad to sometimes see, YouTube algorithms deciding not to push notify all of our subs with notifications on. I know for a fact that there's been some that haven't, because people in this chat have mentioned that they didn't get the notification when that went live, but they did when this went live. So yeah, it's one of those annoying things. So for those who are interested, I've seen a few other little things. That Honor and Prosper Leighton is saying, do I sell online? These will not be available from me. You will have to go to Bleyer's website, and yeah, you have to go there and you have to register your interest to start with. We don't have to register your interest, but they will be going live probably on Tuesday, is what I understand. It says 1st of December on their website. I know that Bleyer have received the rounds already. They're just obviously going to be unpacking them, processing them, getting everything ready in terms of individual baggies, COAs, and things like that. And they will then, of course, hit the live button. So if you want to have an actual proper notification rather than the crappy YouTube algorithm notification going out, then go and sign up to the newsletter from Bleyer Bullion, and then in fact, I've been told by them, they'll probably send out the notification about half an hour before they click the go live button, so people can prepare and be on the website ready, because there are only 50 of each of these. And bear in mind that we've of course got our own kind of customer base here based on YouTube, and I know there'll be a lot of you out there on YouTube land that will want to go and purchase these. They're not going to be from us directly. You have to go to Bleyer. But Bleyer have also got, of course, their own mailing list, their own customers who were really, really popular. Found our previous charity rounds, the Bleyer Bullion Owl Bars and rounds, really popular last time round, and they sold like hotcakes in the first day that we released them. So I suspect that will be the same thing here. So the YouTube crowd and the Silver Forum crowd will need to be on their toes if they really want to get in on them. This is 50 of each, 50 of each only, and that's it. We're not making any more for 2020. We might make some more for 2021 depending on how the year goes. Of course, the theme, just to recap for those who don't know, is all about unity and supporting the hard times that we've been going through. This year just doesn't seem like, I know we've had vaccine news and everything, but it's a bit away until we're getting back to any semblance of normality, regardless of all of the ridiculously horrible economic impacts which are still to come from these lockdowns. So there is definitely some rocky roads ahead, and it's going to be, I think, still a troubling year for a lot of people next time, and even more going forwards. So the two charities in question, I do want to just highlight those on this stream before we wrap up. I will actually have to wrap up just now because my pizza is calling me. I have to go and make the dough. I'm doing this all by hand. We make pizzas, fairly regularly, every couple of weeks or so, and we always do it by hand, always from scratch. Best pizzas you'll ever have are made by scratch. And my impromptu tripod is going to need to be cracked open and utilized for my pizza. So before I do run off and start making my pizza, I do just want to talk very briefly about the charities again. So the two charities that we are supporting are both UK-based charities, and again, all of that information on those charities. It's having struggling to focus on this. There we go. So I've now got a tungsten block on top of a pineapple tin for my tripod. That seems to be a little bit better. And we've got the pineapple in. Let's put the pineapple in the chat like that, so that we can. There you go. There you guys can all talk about pizzas to your heart content. So yeah, basically the two charities. The first one is called CALM. The Campaign Against Living Miserably, CALM. It's a charity that targets men primarily, and it's about suicide prevention. Men, young men, but even more so rising, all ages of men are one of the highest categories of completed suicides out there. It's so, so sad. It really is tragic, and this charity does wonders to literally save lives. They literally have saved hundreds of lives every year with their call handlers being there for somebody. And it's not just about the facility of that being there, it's about the awareness for people who are struggling, who have dire need issues, to actually get the information they need so they can know who to call and what help they can get, because it's so hard for people. It can be so hard for people, and I know I've not been there. I've never been that low, but I have been in the past quite low, quite acopic about various situations. When things don't go right, I can sometimes feel very overwhelmed, and it's just so daunting. So for someone to just be able to pick up the phone and ring somebody and talk to somebody that doesn't judge, that doesn't feel any kind of requirement to do anything but just listen, is just critical. And that charity is incredible. So go and check that out. There's a link down in the description below. If I've done this live stream correctly, all of this information is down below, and there are huge amounts of good that this charity does, not just for the people in need as well, but the families around that as well. And the second charity to talk about is the North Devon Against Domestic Abuse charity. Now, that's a little bit more of a local-based charity to Bleyers. Bleyers are based in Devon themselves, but regardless, it is still a very, very worthy cause, very worthy charity, a very big charity, actually. It's a lot bigger than I thought it would be for kind of a regional-based charity, which I think says in itself kind of part of the problem. You know, domestic abuse, of course, is such an issue, and it's even more so, sadly, in this crazy year that we're all going through right now, because, of course, we're all stuck at home together. Tensions are rising. People are losing jobs, losing income, losing security, losing loved ones. You know, there are just things happening all over the place. And now that's no excuse for domestic abuse to even take place, but it is important for people to have outlets to be able to be safe, and this charity provides that. It provides shelter, it provides accommodation, clothing, it even provides just simple things that people might not even take for granted a lot these days. You know, clothes, toys for kids, sanitary products for women, just things that will help people get through it. And it's an incredibly important charity, incredibly important cause. So definitely worth supporting. And 100% of the sales of the Bleyers 2 ounce and 1 ounce rounds will go to support those charities. So that is how we do it. Now, I just want to run back through the chat. So Aussie Coin Girl saying you can't pre-order or register. No, not at the moment. You can't pre-order in the sense you can't put your money through their website yet. But you can, Aussie Coin Girl, put your email into their system, and then they will email you when it goes live. And it's scheduled, I think, to be on the 1st of December on basically, I don't know quite exactly what time, but they will let you know. They will email you as soon as that goes live. Jason Stella back in the chat. Karma's an amazing charity. 12 men a day take their lives in the UK every day. Be there for each other, definitely. And it's about raising the awareness of this. Just talking about problems is so important. It really is. The times in the past that I've been low and acopic and not been able to cope with the overwhelming feeling of things falling around me has changed my life completely. I now talk about these things when I did not before, and it's really, really important. Now, if I scroll back up through the charity, a lot more of you talking about pizza. So let's finish this on a light note. Pizza is beckoning. Mrs. Backyard Bullion is currently walking the dogs, and she'll be back probably in the next 5 or 10 minutes, and she'll have expected me to get the pizza dough started already, which I was going to do half an hour ago, but then I decided to do this impromptu live stream. So I'm afraid you all have delayed Mrs. Backyard Bullion's pizza enjoyment for the evening by half an hour, but I'm going to go and jump on and do that. And for one last little poll in the chat, let's have 1 for yes and 2 for no. Do you like pineapple on your pizza? I want to do a proper count this time as well. Let's see. This is the definitive poll. Hit 1, hit 2. 1 if you like pineapple on your pizza, and 2 if you don't, because it's my impromptu tripod. Right, let's see. We've got 1, 2, 3 ones so far. Ones are winning. Come on, guys. You need to vote. Ones are winning. Oh, it's turning even. 2s are winning now. Slippo, you've put many, many 2s. I guess you really don't like it. 2s are going to take it. Tall Thin Kev says 1.5. Well, a few more 1s coming in here, so it's fairly even. It is a very contentious topic, I have to say. Not necessarily as contentious as YouTube might think it, because, of course, the reason I'm even doing this impromptu live stream is because I think YouTube and the algorithm has decided that mental health awareness and domestic abuse awareness are topics that it doesn't really want to push out to people. And I think this little experiment of jumping on and doing an impromptu live stream has, to some degree, proved that point, that when we put that live chat premiere out in past for videos that we've done, even on video topics, which I know don't usually garner as many views. You know, we do some topics where I know for a fact that we'll get a lot of views, and I do other topics where I know we won't, and that's fine. I enjoy doing the different types. This one, we've done similar videos before, and we've had 40, 50, 60 people in live chat premieres watching and talking and seeing what we do and what we create. This time it got to 15, 16. I think the biggest number I saw was flashed to 17 for like 1 minute. You know, that's just not good. And then you click the live stream button and 35 people join within a minute. You know, that just says to me that YouTube definitely did something to not push that video out, that topic out to people, which is a real crying shame. So that's basically all we are going to do today. I'll just have a quick look back through the chat. A few more ones for yes for pineapple, a few more twos for no. So shout out from Warsaw, Poland, Archie EM. I'll give you a shout out, my friend. Welcome in. Slippo SS says, do you still sell silver on my website? Been looking but can't find anything. No, we don't have anything in stock right now. Although, having said that, I have just had back in from the assay office. So this is the last little bit of the video I'll do, and then I really must go and make a pizza. Otherwise, I'm going to get in some serious trouble from Mrs. Backyard Bullion. We have just had come back in from the assay office these 4 hearts. One of them is spoken for already. I can't remember which one off the top of my head. I'm going to have to look it up. I suspect it's that one. But these 3 hearts, they're all around the 6 ounce mark, have just come back in from hallmarking. You can see the hallmarks there on the back on the bottom. The plan was to put those up for sale on our website within the next couple of days. So if anybody wants them, drop me an email and we'll make a good Christmas present. There's still time to get it to you for Christmas. Completely customizable as well. We can do custom stamping on them, and we can make a nice Christmas gift for somebody. Hearts are always popular. So when I just did my last submission before Christmas, because that's it now, we're not doing any more submissions now before Christmas. You know, I'm having a well-earned rest now for December because I have been working my socks off in November, and we had a few other issues to sort out with some an unexpected family bereavement, not COVID related before any asks, and then also I was of course hospitalized with a really horrible ear infection. So I'm having a well-earned rest from silver pouring in December. So these are pretty much the last pieces of 2020. So that's basically it. Honor and Prosper saying, do I have a consultancy number for my business? I don't really know what a consultancy number would be. We're just Backyard Bullion, that's what we are, and on our website. C Scratchy says, use chopped tomatoes and grate some parmesan on it before adding mozzarella. New York pizza is done that way. Definitely use chopped tomatoes. Don't use tomato puree. It's much nicer, much better. A few other little things. Silver Sea Captain says, way to share the love, BYB, you're awesome. My wife suffers bipolar and my stepdaughter. Just mental health awareness is just really, really important. Oh, look, that's Mrs. Backyard Bullion, actually. You might have seen the screen just buzz there and heard a notification. That's literally Mrs. Backyard Bullion saying that she's on her way back because the doggos will need to have their paws cleaned when they come back through. So anyway, I am going to have to wrap this up now. Who was saying they wanted a heart? Slippo SS. If you want a heart, my friend, I think the best thing that you can do right now is to email me, byb@backyardbullion.com. I think that's down in the description box. It should be anyway. Please email me and we can link up about that and we can talk about getting it to you. Anna I'm Crazy is, hello, I'm new. I'm sorry, we're just wrapping up now. Roy Langton says, heart ripples just like mine was at the beginning of the year. Well, Silverstack Consultancy. I need to consult the missus before I buy silver. Does that count? Tell me about it. That's exactly what I talk about. And she's saying, hurry up or I'll be in trouble. When she texts me, she's usually about 2 minutes away. So I reckon I've got about 60 seconds until the door actually opens and the doggos need help. And she doesn't know that I'm doing a live stream either. It wasn't, as you can see, it was an impromptu one. So give a final shout. Yeah, okay, final shout out for the Bleyer rounds quickly before Mrs. Backyard Bullion comes in. Go over to bleyerbullion.com. .co.uk, I think their website is. The links are down in the description below. Head on over there. Check out the Bleyer rounds because they are very, very, very helpful for these charities. We have the potential to raise nearly £1,000 for each of these charities if all of these rounds are sold. So go over there, check it out. Links down in the descriptions below. Support both charities. If you can't buy one of the rounds, then consider donating to those. There's also the Just Giving links down below. So that is all I have to say. A big thank you to everybody for stopping by on this impromptu live stream and supporting our channel. It's really, really important to us. So thank you. And we'll see you on the next video. As always, love you all. See you on the next one.